The NCAA 2023 tournament is here. Flex Zone Podcast, you guys know, had to break it down for you, bring you sports how you want it when you need it, give you my Final Four predictions and my national champion. Probably be wrong, but appreciate you joining me here on the Flex Zone Podcast. What's up, Flex Zone family? Happy to be back in the place to be. This is the Flex Zone Podcast, only place giving you sports how you want it when you need it. Guys, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, sound off in the comments. Give me a Final Four prediction again, national champion here on the Flex Zone Podcast, only place giving you sports how you want it when you need it. Great time of year. We're in the month of March, my birthday month. The NCAA tournament is here, and hopefully warmer weather is ahead as well. The NCAA tournament is one of the best sporting events, bar none, and while it is impossible to pick a perfect bracket, we here at the Flex Zone want to try to help win you some money and help your prediction and your bracket pools as I give you my Final Four and my national champions. I'm not going to waste too much of your time. I'm going to get right into it. I'm going to pull up the bracket on my screen so you guys can see. We're going to start in the South. But just initially looking at this tournament, there are probably double-digit amount of teams from the 10 to 12 to 15 range that could possibly make the Final Four, and at least about a good 8 to 10 that could win the national championship. So there are about 12 to 15 different teams you could pencil into the Final Four, in my opinion, and about 8 to 10 teams that could legitimately hoist the national championship trophy when they get to Houston. Now, I do think that the committee did a pretty solid job. I really don't have too many gripes, too many complaints personally, but I do think that we are kind of just certain, as you see, certain conferences get more love than others. And you see that year in and year out. And it is what it is. You really can't do too much about it. But I'll let you guys decide on that for yourself. Let's start in the South. And I do think that this houses the number one overall seed, the Alabama Crimson Tide. I do think that when I look at this South bracket, South region, I think Alabama is the clear-cut favorite, and rightfully so. While the things going on off the court could doom them, I do like them in this region. I think the Alabama Crimson Tide will not cruise into the Elite Eight, but they will make it to the Elite Eight. And I think they will have a very tough matchup with Virginia, possibly in the Sweet 16. But I like Alabama over Virginia in the Sweet 16. And I have Baylor and Arizona on a collision course in the Sweet 16 as well. And I actually do have Arizona going on to meet Alabama in the Elite Eight, with Alabama advancing to the Final Four. And the first two games, I believe, would be in Birmingham for the Crimson Tide. So they will have a lot of home cooking in their backyard. So the support will get them through. And I think Alabama is going to be the team that represents the South. I go Alabama over Arizona. I'm kind of going chalk 1-2, Alabama advancing there. So let me know your thoughts on the South region, but I do have Alabama advancing to the Final Four. Let us go to the East. We'll work our way through. And when I look at the East, Purdue is a 1. I think Purdue may be the most vulnerable 1 seed personally. Yes, they played in a competitive Big Ten, but I think they could be the 1 seed that could go down first. That's just a bold prediction of mine. But I do think they make it to play Memphis in the second round, and that should be a tough game. But I think Purdue does get into the Sweet 16. I am always aware of that 5-12 matchup, that Duke or Roberts. Circle that on your calendar. I don't think Duke is going down because I actually have Duke beating Purdue in the Sweet 16, and I have Duke making it to the Elite Eight. But I do think Duke is playing very well right now, getting hot at the right time, healthy. Coaching staff and the players are doing a great job. And I think you saw an ACC tournament what they're capable of, even after a little bit of a slow start without Coach K. Tennessee, I really like them. They kind of had been under the radar, started off really, really good, kind of leveled out. But Tennessee, Kentucky is coming on strong as of late, but this is not as talented as Kentucky team we're used to seeing. Kansas State, Montana State. Don't think Montana State's going to upset them there. I do like USC over Michigan State, and I'm really liking Marquette in this region. Shaka Smart, I'm a huge Shaka Smart guy. He's got these guys playing very well on both ends, and I think they're kind of a team that a lot of people aren't looking at. So I actually have Marquette getting to the Elite Eight, and I have Marquette battling Tennessee inevitably. I actually have Duke and Tennessee running into each other, and I have Tennessee over Duke, and I have Marquette over Tennessee in the Elite Eight, propelling Tennessee out of the tournament, and propelling Marquette to the Final Four. So far I have Alabama in the South and Marquette coming out of the East, with Purdue going down to Duke, Duke going down to Tennessee, and Marquette beating Tennessee. Let's work our way over to the next region, which is the West Side. So let's go ahead and look at that here as I try to go ahead and give you guys my predictions. Like I said, I'm no expert on this, but I appreciate you guys. I would love to hear your comments down below, and make sure you guys join our bracket challenge, which we'll put in the description down below. But looking at this, we got Kansas, last year's defending national champion. Actually, Kansas and Baylor, the Big 12, have won the last two national championships. Baylor in 2021, Kansas in 2022. Bill Self will be back on the sideline. I think they blow out Howard. I have the Arkansas Illinois is a toss up in my opinion. I'm probably going to go Arkansas. I think VCU could beat St. Mary's. I like UConn a lot as well, and I like TCU as well. And Gonzaga, don't sleep on Gonzaga. I know they aren't as good as they've been the past few years with minimal losses, but only 5 losses this year. I think they're still a good team. I could see Gonzaga getting to the Sweet 16, but my favorite in here is UCLA. I think UCLA is poised, probably could have been a number 1 seed, potentially over Purdue, but Purdue winning the conference championship kind of solidified that in the Big Ten. I think UCLA is on an inevitable course to the Final Four. I think UCLA will actually end up facing possibly Gonzaga, beating Gonzaga. So we'll get a little West Coast love there. And I think that Kansas will make it to the Elite Eight. I could see Kansas losing to UCLA. I have UCLA over Kansas, so I have UCLA coming out of the West. And while we're here, let's go ahead to the Midwest. Houston is the number 1 seed. Iowa, Big Ten team. I really like Miami to possibly be able to upset Houston maybe in the Sweet 16, but I think Houston just will outlast them because of talent. Now, I think the key to this is Texas. Texas at the 2 seed, I think, will be the Final Four representative in the Midwest because they are a veteran team, older guys. There are a lot of teams in this tournament that are older because of the COVID year and were able to get that extra year of eligibility. Texas is one of them. I like their upside. I think they're one of the best teams in the league. I think we get a Houston versus Texas matchup in the Elite Eight, with the winner being able to go into Houston. Houston looking for that home court advantage in the Final Four. I think they fall just short, but I like Texas representing the Midwest. So I have Alabama in the South. I have Marquette in the. So I have Alabama. Let's go back through. I have Alabama in the South over Arizona. So I have Alabama, and then I have Tennessee losing to Marquette, Marquette in the East, and then I have UCLA in the West, and I have Texas in the Midwest. So my final 4 teams inevitably come down to Alabama, UCLA, Texas, and Marquette. Now I do have Marquette. I'm going with Marquette and Alabama. I think that'll be a great game, but I'm going Alabama over Marquette, and I'm going with UCLA over Texas, and which should be a classic potentially as well. You could really pick it either way. And I'm going with Alabama over UCLA in the national championship game. If this was football, this would be even a big time game. So Alabama finally getting that national championship in the basketball arena, NCAA arena with basketball. We've seen it in football so much over the last decade. But I think even with all the outside noise, I think they're well coached. I think they have a good mix of veteran and youth. And I think they have a lot of good guard play. Guard play is always good in the tournament. Who has good superior guard play? Who is the more experienced team? I think Alabama was pretty solid last year, lost a little prematurely. I think having that taste of success with the adversity this year can either have you play below your standards or above your standards. And I think this team is well coached. They're mentally in the right space because they haven't just dealt with this for 1, 2, 3 weeks. They've been dealing with this for the past few months. So they've adjusted to what it's going to take. They've adjusted to kind of being the villains, the heels in certain areas. We hear Brandon Miller has armed security guards. I'm going with Alabama. Roll Tide to get it over UCLA in an exciting national championship game, which will culminate in Houston. Again, my final four teams: Alabama, Marquette, UCLA, and Texas, with Alabama over UCLA in the national championship game. It's exciting time. I hope you guys are able to watch the tournament, get your wings, get your cold beverages, enjoy it. Glad it's back because of COVID, but it's been back the past 2 years. We've had two straight Big 12 champions. Let's see what happens. Do the SEC? Does a Big 10? Does a Big 12 team again do it? Do we get a Pac 12 team? They've been really good this year as well. Or is there a Cinderella like St. Peter's last year was? I don't personally really see a Cinderella like St. Peter's. I do like underdogs. I like Auburn. They're a 9 seed. But a Cinderella to me is more like a double-digit team who makes a run to the Elite Eight Final Four. Do I like maybe, like I said, do I like Iowa? Do I like Auburn? Do I like Miami? I like Duke a little bit. Could Oral Roberts, Duke be good? Providence, could they make a run? Michigan State, Coach Izzo. But like I said, I don't really see a lot of double-digit seeds. Like I said, I do like USC as well to win their game. Could USC get hot? They are in a Pac-12 team. Could USC make a run to the Sweet 16? Let me know. Sound off in the comments. A lot of varieties, a lot of variations. Check the link below. It has our bracket challenge link through ESPN. God's favorite host. Hit the like button. Comment. Sound off. Let me know your thoughts. Give me a Final Four predictions, players to watch, and eventual national champion. Appreciate you guys joining us. It's March Madness. Games will be starting officially. We know we have the first four. Games will be starting in a few hours. Literally, not even days anymore. Only place giving you sports how you want to when you need it. Again, I'm going Alabama over UCLA. Alabama's national champion. Let me know your Cinderella's, Final Four predictions, and national champion in the comments down below. Thank you guys for joining us as always. Appreciate all the support on the channel. Welcome all our new subscribers. Let us know what you want to see on the channel as well. Signing off. Have a great day, everybody. Peace.